I'm Aliza and welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna finish with our chapter Pollination. So before I start, I want to do a quick recap of what we learned yesterday. So what are the things I taught you yesterday is what is reproduction, what are the types of reproduction, how does it take place, and what are the different parts of the flower. So I think so I gave you all what is needed. So there's one more information for you. Yesterday I did a slight mistake on telling that asexual reproduction is also known as pollination, but it is not. Pollination is only occurs when the pollen grain reaches the stigma, but in asexual reproduction it does not takes place. Now today we are going to talk about the different ways of sexual reproduction. Yesterday we talked about the different ways of asexual reproduction. Today sexual reproduction, which are self-pollination and cross-pollination. So first we are gonna go with self-pollination. As its name only describes, what is self-pollination is nothing but when the pollen grain from the same flower reaches to the stigma of that particular flower only is known as self-pollination. So isn't it easy and simpler for knowing what is self-pollination? Like the self-pollination, cross-pollination is also an easy and interesting method of pollination. So just like in self-pollination, what happens, as I told, the pollen grains of the same flower stick to the stigma of that particular flower. But in cross-pollination, the pollen grains of the same species goes and travels by insect to other flowers which are the same species of the similar flower. Like in hibiscus, what happens if the pollen grains of hibiscus is travelled by insects to different flowers of the same species, means hibiscus, so pollination can occur there too. So this process of pollination is known as cross-pollination. So after our self-pollination and cross-pollination, let's go on to the structure of seed. So before I explain you the structure, I want to make you introduced to two types of the seeds, which are monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Now what are monocotyledons? So mono, what does mono stands for? Mono means one, and di, what does di means? So di means two. So now if we get off with mono and write here one, so you can say one cotyledon. In monocotyledons there is only one cotyledon, and in dicotyledon there is only two cotyledons. Okay. So some example of monocotyledons are maybe corn, maize, and etc. In dicotyledons we have bean seed, kidney beans, etc. So we understood what is monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Now what does this word cotyledon stand for? Cotyledons you can never find in a fully grown plant. Cotyledons are there in the plant for the time the plant is growing and does not have its final leaves. What do cotyledons do? Till the time leaf does not comes, how can the plant have food? So cotyledons make food for the plant and give it. After the leaves comes, the cotyledons are off the plant.
Chalo.
Cotyledons are also known as endosperm. What? Let us go here, right? Cotyledons are known as endosperm. So here we have finished with the structure of seed. Now we'll progress with our germination.
Ready.
Now, dispersal. There are many ways of dispersal as you can see over here, which are dispersal by wind, water, animal and
Ready.
by water, animal and explosion. When I talk about dispersal by wind, what's the easiest thing you can think? Of course, while it disperses by air. Yeah, so some examples are cotton and drumstick. Whenever we see cotton, it always seems like it's gonna just go into the air, fly. And even some of some of the wind plants which are dispersed by winds have wing-like structures. Now, when I talk about dispersal by water, of course it would be the plants which mostly grows on water, inside or in the middle of water, which are coconut and lotus. While it comes to coconut, we know it grows on the island which is middle in the ocean or sea, something like that. And lotus is in the water, of course. So these two are dispersed by waters to faraway places. Dispersal by animal, so which are cockleburr or xanthium fruits, which are dispersed by dogs. So what happens, what's the process by animal? It's a bit important process. While the animals eat the fleshy fruits and they go there and they threw the seeds there in some mango type place, then it grows into a new plant. Now hazelnut is dispersed by jaybird. So we understood dispersal by wind, water and animal. Now dispersal by explosion. It's not something like a bomb blast, but the poppy, you see poppy, the things which are going to disperse, the seeds are so small and soft that it's not going to hurt anyone. Now when we talk about teapot, it too disperses like that. When it's wholly dipping, it bursts and all the peas inside it scattered here and there. Now, can I ask you a question? Why is dispersion important? See, when in the soil, if the baby plant is with the parent plant, it would not get enough water, warmth or air, because the parent plant would also need it. That's why the baby plant may suffer and may even die. And
Ready.
if you have any question related to the topic we discussed today, ask it in the comment box below. And if you liked my channel, my way of speaking, teaching, please like my video and even subscribe it. Bye.